Okay, so let's make a full breakdown of the situation that we currently have on GBP USD. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what do we see? Now, on the monthly, we can see that the market has approached and rejected multiple times a very strong structure level. In fact, from here, the market had started all this move to the upside. Again, the market here tested and rejected this move up, and currently the market has just tested and rejected as well this area to the upside. What we can also see, however, is that the market is as well bounded from above with this resistance that got rejected as well in this month that we are currently trading in, and the market created a strong move to the downside. Also, because the market had created this W formation. Now, after a W formation, what do you want to see? You want to see the market give you a move to the downside to go and test the previous resistance, which is now turned support, which is exactly what the market has now created, a nice move to the downside to test the previous resistance, now turn support at this area. So from the monthly, what do we have to keep in mind? We know exactly now what is the situation, and we know that we have quite strong support at this area because the W formation is almost completed. So we are at the neckline from which we can expect a rejection to the upside. Going down on the weekly, what do we see? Now, from a weekly perspective, we can see that we have a nice impulse correction and the market just started a new continuation to the downside. And we do have quite strong previous resistance here, which is now turned support, also from a weekly perspective. So we do expect when the market will reach this area to show us a rejection to the upside. So immediately from the monthly and weekly, we know exactly what we are waiting for. Some minor possible continuation to the downside before a rejection higher. Going down on the daily, what do we see? Now, we had spoken about GBP USD quite a lot of times. We spoke about GBP USD after the market had created this M formation, explaining all the reasons for which from here we wanted to see this move to the upside. And that is exactly what the market did. Then we spoke about GBP USD again when the market was here, explaining all the reasons for which we wanted to see this move to the downside. And again, that is exactly what the market did. And obviously, we capitalized on the move with students. Then again, we spoke about GBP USD after the market had created this W formation, explaining all the reasons for which from here we wanted to see a retracement lower. And again, obviously, we capitalized on the move for a nice day trade with students. Then again, we spoke about GBP USD when the market was here, explaining all the reasons for which we wanted to see a move to the upside. And again, that is exactly what the market did. Then again, we spoke about GBP USD after the market had created this overextended W formation, explaining all the reasons for which from here we wanted to see a nice move to the downside. And again, that is exactly what the market did. Then from here, there was the possibility to be looking for potential buying opportunities if the market would have provided some kind of confirmations on the 4 hour, but unfortunately the market inside of here didn't provide any confirmations. Everything remained bearish, so obviously impossible to be looking for any longs. And in fact, there was no long. The market just melted to the downside. And then again, we spoke about GBP USD just few days ago when the market was here, and I explained why we wanted to see a move to the upside to test exactly this area here before this move to the downside, which is exactly what the GBP USD has just done. And I will link all this previous analysis in description so you can go and check it out for further reference and more free education. And what is the situation at the moment and how we can be looking for the next opportunity on GBP USD. Now, from a monthly and weekly perspective, we have just seen that we are approaching strong support. However, from a daily perspective, we have just created a lower low, which is, by the way, exactly what we wanted to see. So how are we supposed to be approaching this situation? A situation where we want to see a rejection higher, however, we have previous daily support, which is now term resistance. Well, very simple. We have to wait for the market to create new daily structure. So how we will be approaching with students this pair. Now, before I show you that, let's first go and give a quick check at what we have from a COT perspective. So what hedge funds have been doing on GBP USD. Now, why do I say GBP USD? Because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. So if you check the data for the GBP, you are actually already checking GBP USD. And what we can see is that with the last report, hedge funds have closed 2.7k longs and opened 7.6k shorts. So the pound is definitely still weak and we have no confirmations for the long. But we already know that also from a structural perspective. So what we will be waiting for. Now, if the market will break back above this area, either now or after a minor move to the downside, then the market will break above. But no matter how the market will break above, the point is when the market will break above, at that point, that is where things get interesting, because at that point, the monthly, the weekly, and the daily will all be aligned for a move to the upside. So after the break, on the retest of this structure support at that point, because previous resistance will be turned support, that is where the next opportunity for GBP USD will be. And that is exactly where, with students, we will be looking for an opportunity, because after the break on the retest of this area, we will be monitoring with students price action on the 4-hour time frame inside of this area. And as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice long with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities for the move to the upside and for the market to actually reject the monthly, the weekly, and the daily support. But until the market will remain below this area, we are definitely not interested in any setups at the moment, because the different time frames are not aligning. Plus, we also know that institutions still haven't added longs. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. And I will see you in the next